really cold today. Like, what are we thinking? Okay, so here's what is going on. Gonna be doing some shooting and practice with this holster, which is the Insider from Harry's Holsters. Gonna be shooting with gloves. Got a big coat on and a couple layers, so this could be interesting. But it's a nice way to like practice and make sure that you are practicing with what you wear, especially when you conceal carry. That's really important. So the ability for really good purchase and a little bit of cant adjustment on there is really nice. It draws really slick. This clip is nice and good, and I'm carrying with the Blue Alpha Gear hybrid EDC belt. So that's the system we're running today. Let's try to actually hit the steel this time. All right, so let's go ahead and dig in on some of the fine details of this Insider holster from Harry's Holsters. I've been carrying this now for several months, and I was contacted by Harrison from Harry's Holsters and was asked to do a review, and I told him straight up that it was going to be several weeks before I even considered doing a review because I wanted to get a lot of time carrying this before I did a review. So for the past several months, I've been carrying this almost every day, and it is definitely one of the better Kydex holsters that I have owned for the various different firearms that I've had over the past few years. Now, I am carrying the Glock 43 as my everyday carry firearm, and in the past, my primary holster option was this holster from Savage Holsters, and really comfortable option. I've been really happy with this, but I'm gonna say this, that not all Kydex holsters are created equal. And that's like honestly a pretty cliche thing for me to say, but I have several different holster options here that I've been using over the past year that I have owned my Glock 43. And I have to say that not all of these holsters are comfortable and awesome to carry. And I'm going to explain that here real quick. Now, this holster here, this is the Bravo Concealment torsion holster. I've had this for a couple weeks now, and it is honestly not one of my favorite or most enjoyable holsters that I've ever owned. And I'm going to be doing a review on this at another time. But this is a really popular brand and company that's making a lot of different types of holsters, and this is not my favorite option. This was kind of a custom holster that I got from Black Label Holsters, a lesser known company that is doing a lot of like modular type of things, and I've stopped carrying this one as well. And up until getting the Insider, I had been carrying primarily with the Savage. Now, comparing these two, the biggest differences between the two are if you look here right up on the top where the slide guard is. And Harry's Holsters has basically created an entire like sight channel down the length of the holster. And what I have noticed with all of this extra Kydex right here is that this is way less comfortable than the Harry's holster is. I get a lot of digging into my stomach because I am carrying in an appendix type of application, and this corner of the holster really digs into my gut, and it's not something you notice right off the bat in the first like hour or two into the day of carrying. It is after like 3 or 4 hours, you really notice if you're sitting at a desk or any kind of bent over kind of situation, this really digs into you. And I've noticed that with this like curve right here and the added Kydex around the slide, it's a way more comfortable type of feel. Now there is a lot of space here, which initially when I first got the holster, I was a little like, why is there so much extra Kydex right here, where if you put this in the Savage, you can see it's a much tighter, lower profile fit, but once you have the holster inside of your belt, you don't even notice all of that extra Kydex. And what I really like about the Insider is they've got a lot of different options, and what initially intrigued me and got me interested in the Insider when Harrison contacted me and said, would you like to do a review, was the option for different types of clip styles and different carry styles. So I can definitely carry this in a non-appendix application. I can that 3 o'clock, 4, 5 o'clock position. I can take this claw off. And I had always wanted to have a holster that utilized these soft loop struts. And the first 2 or 3 weeks that I had this holster, I carried with just the soft loops, and they honestly ended up being my least favorite part of the holster. And it just came from a lot of time of use and wearing the holster, and kind of getting tired of anytime I went to use the bathroom or I was in a position where I needed to get the holster off of my belt quickly. This was not the fastest and the best type of situation and application for me. They do also include a tuckable clip, which is nice, and both of these are for a 1.5 inch belt, and I carry on the Blue Alpha Gear hybrid EDC belt. Lots of really cool design things here. I've got the ability, pull this out again, I've got the ability to have a ton of different adjustment. You can see down in there a little bit better, but you've essentially got these lengths of open gap that allow for the holster to basically be turned to a different cant angle depending on where you position these screws. And you've got a lot of different like height adjustments for when you're using the soft loops to be able to adjust cant and that height and ride that you would like for your personal carry preference. Like I said before, you can remove the claw here and just carry this in a non-appendix format in that 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock position, if you're right-handed, obviously. But one of the things that I have really, really liked about this holster compared to one of the more popular holsters that I have seen out there is this Bravo Concealment. This is one of the most frustrating holsters that I have ever had to put on my belt, and I don't like this overhang on this right here for the clip, and this clip is really difficult to get on. So it just is really, really nice that this particular clip and the way that this is designed, I can get it on and off of my belt really, really quickly and simple. I don't have to fiddle with it and play with it. So a huge win for me on the Harry holster, the Insider, in that regard. So just like every other Kydex holster out there and the brands and companies that are making holsters, there's a lot of different options of Kydex colors and things that you can do to kind of customize it. I do like the open end of the taco shell on this and just this black carbon fiber. I also really appreciate a really well-formed, well-fit, pressed piece of Kydex to make sure that the retention and the fit of the gun inside of the holster is really well done and doesn't create any unnecessary wear on the firearm itself. Really, really happy with this. I have very few negative things to say about it other than I really am not a fan, even though I was really excited about these soft loops and these struts. I just don't like how difficult, for me personally, it is to get these on and off of your belt. But this thing is super comfortable, and I think it's definitely worth the money. And having the different options to make it a little bit more modular and versatile is a really, really fantastic thing. So I typically try to be as upfront and honest with you guys when I get products sent to me for review, and I've been so pleased with this that I've wanted to carry it longer, and with more time in my carry system to try to see if there was really anything that was glaringly negative about it that stood out. And just from the carry experience, it's been really fantastic, super comfortable, and carrying it next to my spare mag in the Vetter Holsters MagTuck has been a really positive experience. So anyway, guys, that is the Harry's Holsters Insider. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. As always, have an awesome day.